So has anyone here ever quit a job? Yeah, me too. There are lots of reasons why people will quit their jobs, but one reason why people quit sometimes is because they don't feel like their values align with the values of the company anymore, and they want their work to be more meaningful and more infused with purpose. Has anyone here ever quit their job for that reason? Okay, a lot of you. Great. Me too. That's what I want to talk about today is purpose and how when you can embed the concept of purpose into the core of your company, you can attract and retain the best talent. So, let me tell you a bit about my journey along the purpose continuum. So I started my career at Deloitte, absolutely loved working there, worked with super smart people, with clients all around the world on fascinating problems, and worked there for 5 years, and then ultimately decided that I wanted to have more of a social impact element to my career. So I went and worked for a boutique corporate social responsibility consulting firm, working with big companies on their CSR strategies, and ultimately made my way to the Upside Foundation, which Alex did a lovely job of describing. Really what we do is partner with early stage high growth companies to enable them to give back by donating equity for charity. So companies will give us stock options or warrants, and when they sell their company or IPO for $1 billion, a whole bunch of that money will go to the charity of the company's choice. So this journey of mine to find purpose is not unique. Many of you raised your hands when I asked if you had quit a job for this reason, and this is becoming a trend around the world, that people want to work for companies where they feel like they're having a greater impact beyond just what the company is doing. So if you are looking to do this in your company, one of the ways you can think about building purpose into your company is through social responsibility. So really what social responsibility is using your business as a catalyst for impact that goes beyond the products and services you have for your customers. So it's looking at the impact you can have in the community around your company. And this is really effective in terms of attracting and retaining top talent. A study was done by Cone Communications a few years ago that looked at millennials' attitudes towards social responsibility. 64% said they will not take a job unless a company can prove that they have strong corporate social responsibility values. 87% said they don't mind working after designated work hours if they feel valued and fulfilled. And 75% said they would take a pay cut to work for a responsible company. Now, to be clear, I'm not advocating we don't pay people well, but what I am saying is that when you're a startup and you don't have the same resources as a big company, you are looking for reasons to give people to come work for you instead of taking a larger pay cut. And if you can infuse this concept of purpose in your company, that can be something that is a distinguishing feature for them. So let's take a look at some real examples. One of my favorites is Salesforce. So when Mark Benioff started Salesforce in 1999, he launched what's called the 1-1-1 model. So they allocated 1% of equity in their company for charity, which means when they went public, they had $5.5 million to start the Salesforce Foundation. Today, they've given out over $240 million in grants. Then they allocated 1% of employee time to volunteering. So every Salesforce employee gets 6 days a year to go into their community and volunteer. And finally, they donated 1% of their product to charity. So giving Salesforce away for free to charities to be able to use. The result of this, Salesforce is consistently listed as one of the best workplaces in the world. They are usually ranked number 1 or number 2 on the Forbes list of the top workplaces in the world, and people consistently cite the values of the company as being one of the reasons why they love working for Salesforce. Another local example is Wealthsimple. Some of you may recognize Mike Katchen. So Mike Katchen has been very committed to embedding social responsibility into Wealthsimple from the very beginning. They were one of the first organizations in the world to offer socially responsible investing portfolios. They had volunteering events and fundraising events at their company in their first year of operations. And recently, they've launched the Wealthsimple Foundation, which is set to impact the lives of 1 million children in Canada over the next year. Again, they've been rated one of the top workplaces in Canada, and people absolutely love working there because of the values the company is able to show. Another really great local example is Sensible, run by a man named Corey Gross. So Sensible has recently launched a program focused on mental health called Responsible. So not only have they allocated some equity in their company for the Center for Mental Health and Addiction, but they have also provided volunteering opportunities for their teams to be able to go out and volunteer by playing sports with the patients who are undergoing treatment there. So really bringing this commitment to life for their team. And finally, a very early stage startup called Quill, run by Fatima Zaidi. This company hasn't even started yet. They don't even have a product off the ground, but Fatima told me that every single millennial that she interviewed asked her what the company's plan was to make a difference in the community and to make an impact. And because she was able to tell them that even though they haven't started yet, they've already made this pledge to donate equity in their company for charity, they were sold that this company had a big vision and was going to make an impact, and they would be proud of working there. So these are some great companies that have done an amazing job at embedding social responsibility into their company in a way that has helped them to attract and retain top talent. If this is something that you are looking to do, here are 3 takeaways that you can think about to get started on your journey. 1, start small. Don't overthink it. Tons of initiatives at companies were started because one person at the company was passionate about a cause and rallied their colleagues around them to join them in making a difference there. 2, build a strategy. Sit down with your leadership team. Look at your vision and your values and your mission and think about what you could do to make a great impact in the community given the things you're already doing and you already care about and what your team cares about. And finally, shameless plug, share the upside. This is one of the easiest ways for early stage high growth companies to give back. It costs no money, it takes no time, and you get to join an amazing community of over 200 founders. So, in conclusion, if you are looking to attract and retain the best talent, try building a corporate social responsibility strategy. The worst thing that can happen is you end up making the world a better place. Thank you.
Questions?
Thanks for the presentation again. Just a simple question. What is the impact you want to have on the world?
Oh, that's a good question. Personally or through the Upside Foundation?
Well, through your foundation.
Okay. Actually, it's kind of the same answer. So, really, what the Upside Foundation's mission is to engage every single company in Canada in giving back. We want to see every single company as they're getting started, they're defining their go-to-market strategy, how they're going to build a great company, how they're going to change the world, and how they're going to use that to do good in the community. So, yeah, great question. We're almost there. 230 out of like 17,000, so we're getting there.
Hi. Thanks for your presentation. I think that's great. What other substantive measures can a business take besides giving to charity and having volunteer hours, which are fairly standard things to do at a business in the CSR space?
Yeah. That's a great question, and there's tons of really great initiatives. I'll tweet out a link later. I wrote an article for BetaKit a few years ago that highlighted about 30 examples across the tech community about how companies are doing this. One of my favorite examples is actually Traction on Demand, and I saw someone is here from that company today, over there. She can probably tell you more about it there. But something they've done is they have, instead of rallying around a specific cause, they've rallied around building out a pro bono consulting strategy. So they will work with local nonprofits and have their team members build out an app for them. So there's lots of really cool ways that you can do volunteering in that sort of a way where you can sort of use your collective impact. One of the other things that Sensible is doing through their Responsible program is they're hosting a run. So it's a way to engage the tech community. It's a 5K run. It's called Mind the Grind. So it has that sort of mental health piece and the fitness piece to it. So that's a great way that they're using their focus to engage others in raising money and raising awareness and have some fun together.
Last question. If not, I'll ask one.
Okay.
Do you find it harder to get companies that have already raised money or later stage to volunteer? And if so, why?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would say, so we have a number of companies who have committed at a later stage. So Hopper joined last year. I think that was before they raised their last $100 million round, so they'd only raised $84 million at the time. But Fred actually has an amazing story around this. So he had a mentor in the community named Derek Smith who actually passed away. And Fred wanted to honor Derek. And so he came to us and asked us to help him launch a foundation in his memory. So we worked with his family to select a charity that was meaningful to them and launched this foundation that people have donated. We've raised over $50,000 now for sick kids for the Derek Smith Memorial Foundation. Fred has donated his shares in Hopper for that. So I think when a founder is committed to doing that, it's not a hurdle. And Fred will tell you that he got approval from his board right away. There wasn't an issue. Clearly, they already had an employee stock option plan in place, so it wasn't a difficult thing to do. Great question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on.